Hey there, everybody, and welcome to GameSpot's all-access coverage of Sleeping Dogs here at Comic-Con 2012. I, of course, am Sean McInnes, and I've got Kyle and Andre here from Square Enix to guide us through a somewhat extended demo of Sleeping Dogs. We're going to have some fun in Hong Kong, right, guys?
Yeah, I believe this is the first time we've actually shown this much
yeah.
in open world, so I hope people really like this. It's going to be direct feed and a lot of,
hopefully it won't crash.
Not out yet, but we're going to be showing off like just open world segments.
Yes, that's correct. Like, just want to show like to the people, it's not only about action, but it's also about the open world and how we recreated Hong Kong.
A lot of the demos we've already shown have been very architected experiences. A lot of people say, is this an open world game? Well, here's proof. There you go.
So as we start, we're like the rest of our all accesses here at Comic-Con. We are going to be fielding questions from fans here at Lou and Mickey's. Kelly, Mrs. Violence, you have our first question, right?
Yeah, I got my buddy Daniel here, and he's really excited about the extended series of the demo. So Daniel, what's your question for the developers?
All right, so this is a pretty unique property just for Square Enix or in general. What sources of fiction really influenced you in developing a game like this?
All right, they want to know what sort of what inspired the development of Sleeping Dogs.
All right, let's talk about the inspirations behind Sleeping Dogs, because there's some pretty fun territory here, right? A vast library of Hong Kong action movies.
Sure. So obviously, like we've been inspired by Infernal Affair and all these kind of gangster movie, undercover cop story from Hong Kong. So that's what was our main inspiration. We wanted also to have a twist in terms of a more occidental, modern approach for everyone, which is The Departed, for example. So that's our main, the DNA of this game.
And it's also inspired by real life activities because the team researched the tryouts, they went and talked to them, and they're inspired by real life stories that they heard. So video game world reflecting the real world.
That's correct. And so the dev team, at UFG, based in Vancouver, they met some people who were really undercover cops. So they wanted to make it as authentic as possible.
So let's talk about what we're seeing on screen here. We're just driving around Hong Kong because in open world fashion, you don't have to rush to the next objective, right? You can take your time.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things to do in the game. We haven't really said how many hours in the game, but kind of 40 plus. Obviously, this is open world, so you see a shiny in the corner, and you're like, I want to do that. But right now, we're heading off to the main mission, the Bam Bam Club, and after that, we'll start showing off some of the side quests in the game. Right now, he's driving really smooth, and I don't usually see people drive this smooth in these open world games. They're running into telephone poles, so it's nice that he's doing it well.
I know that's how I play open world games. I also just like to watch myself crash from a moving motorcycle.
Driving on the sidewalk, being kind of a mean person. But yeah, right here we have a lot of cinematics. A lot of actual famous Hollywood actors do this. Will Young Lee as Wei Shen. Other characters, other people.
Chen, who is Jackie, one of his best friends in the game. We have superstar like Emma Stone, for example. She's a. So the cast is very, very authentic. We wanted something that can, describe as good as possible, the Hong Kong actors, the Hong Kong flavor. So we have a good mix between Occidental, top star Hong Kong, and Hong Kong top star also.
And make sure you don't skip the cutscenes, because I know a lot of people like doing that in these open world games. They just like running around doing crazy stuff. But the team spent a lot of work developing this, storyline and everything like that. So keep in there.
Let's see what Tom Taylor has over there. We've got another audience question. Tom, take it away.
Thanks, Sean. We're swagging out here on the side. Well, my main man, Kedrick, you got a question for the developers, buddy?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, what was the hardest part about developing the game?
All right, what is the hardest part about developing the game?
You don't look like you're gonna
Put on your developer hat for a second, gentlemen. What's the toughest thing about this game?
Well, some of the things is like building a cohesive, authentic environment that is very respectful of the history that and the influences that we just named. Like, how do we say Infernal Affairs as an influence of our game without kind of setting the bar too high and then living up to that expectation? And also, open world games, they're known for kind of having all these options for the player to do. How do you build a cohesive environment that's just doesn't feel like it's artificial and that actually feels like a living, breathing world,
Yeah, totally. It's about also having the right content at the right moment just to keep up the pace, Usually, you can be very bored if you don't have enough things to do. And here, we really wanted the players to feel like the life of of a thug.
You got to make sure you breadcrumb the player really well, because I know in a lot of the play tests we do, it's, you know, sometimes people get, you know, early in development, they kind of go off and they do their own thing, and they you know, aren't involved in the main plot as much as we can. So you got to make sure that the player is interested in all that stuff continually. So
let's jump back into describing what's happening on screen. It looks like what's the name of our main character again?
Wei Shen.
Wei Shen is, it looks like he might be about to have some fun, or perhaps not have some fun, depending on how the situation turns out.
Well, in the game right now, there's a lot of different side quests you can do in these areas, such as like dating. You can do the karaoke, cockfighting. We're heading to the karaoke lounge, and you'll notice a lot of familiar songs in there. You know which one it's going to be?
What's Benny like?
Benny?
Which
You
one
mean
was
the
that?
manager?
Yeah.
I fought the laws on this one, on this demo, so it'll be really interesting to see how well we do with that one. And I did not provide the voiceover for that.
Unfortunately, I hear you're a very wonderful singer.
No, this guy is though. I mean, you get
No.
one drink in him, and he's the greatest singer in the world.
No, he's the best.
But yeah, we're gonna do a little karaoke here, and the Batman Club. And what kind of side quests do you like in this game?
Me, I do prefer doing like, you know, the triad side quest. Obviously, yeah, because obviously I like the combat system in the game. I like to improve Wei Shen skills, and that's my thing on my side.
Yeah, you need to improve them because you need a lot of help when you play this game. As a karaoke, like you're from Hong Kong originally, right?
No, my parents.
Okay, you've been there quite a few times though.
Yeah, obviously.
And how authentic is this? I mean, is there a lot of karaoke bars in Hong Kong? And
Definitely, it's part of the culture, the Asian culture. So this is one of the things, like, we're really wanting to make it as authentic as possible. You know, we want the player to really feel like what's the Hong Kong life.
And you can answer this however you want, but did you experience any cockfighting over there? And I don't mean that in a sexual way, but like more in a...
No, I didn't. I try to avoid, you know, that kind of sketchy places.
You're saying cockfighting sketchy?
No judging here. This is Comic-Con. This place is free of judgment. You can live however you want here at Comic-Con.
I'm surprised that you're doing so really well right there, considering the game crashed. So, I mean, a lot of the songs, like one of the songs I like to play is "Flock of Seagulls" on this one. I mean, I'm a big '80s fan, so. But our soundtracks, we haven't really revealed all the sounds yet, or all the songs. But like Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, we got, you know, a lot of '80s tracks in there. We have Rusko is in this, I believe. Yeah, Rusko's in this. It's pretty diverse.
All right, why don't we field another question from the audience? Mrs. Violence, take it away.
Thanks, guys. All right, I'm here with another little man named Khalil. He's awesome. He's allowed to play M-rated games, so this is awesome for him. All right, Khalil, what's your question?
Why the heck did you name it Sleeping Dogs?
He wants to know, why did you guys name it Sleeping Dogs?
For that one, so.
Well, the reason why is, you know, like usually, like when you're among the dog, like you try to avoid any, you know, you're an undercover cop. You don't want to be catched by the triads, because your life is between the, on the verge of being dangerous sometimes. So
Saying sleeping dogs lie, right?
Go ahead to the
Somehow,
lounge upstairs.
Somehow.
I'll get the
It just
room
worked
set
for
up.
some people, so yeah.
And also it has a, you know, a Tarantino type of flavor into it, because this game, even if it's serious, like we wanted to make it fun. So this is some sort of inspiration for us too.
So he's an undercover cop. He wants to let sleeping dogs lie. He's working with these criminals. He's not trying to bust them all at once. He has a bigger picture in mind, right?
Yeah, he's going after the Dragon Head and do what?
And it takes time, like to go up to the Dragon Head, obviously, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what the whole game is about. But no, that's what's his name? I slipped my mind all of a sudden. It's been a long Comic-Con.
Who the fuck are you?
No, I have the wrong name for.
Hey, Benny!
Or we could just get back to describing what's on screen here.
Totally. Let's go back to the screen then.
Anyway, what's on the screen right now? So, can you explain the mission right now?
This isn't such a good idea.
Let
I
me
think you should
check.
leave. He wants you to know that Dog Eyes isn't your problem anymore.
So yeah, there's some kind of a, you know, ongoing stories here where, you know, it's all about power and taking, you know, the business, you know, and here, like Wei Shen, his mission is to take down these guys who's trying to get the business on top of them. So like here you can see directly some combat, which is really inspired by the mixed martial art. And again, like we've been working with GSP very closely with him. He went several times at the office with the developers who developed, you know, all the moves, making sure, you know, how, you know, it's going to be a good fight basically if he was fighting with 10 people against him.
pause for a moment here to field another question. T Squared, take it away, buddy.
Thanks, Sean. Dropping some serious Sleeping Dogs knowledge bombs over here. I got my main man, Kevin. He's got a sick question. What's the question, bro?
Yeah. How has working with Square Enix influenced the development of the game?
How is working with Square Enix affecting the development of the game?
How has working with Square Enix affected the development of the game? I'm just going to throw an idea out there. I would like to see some Dragon Quest Easter eggs in there. Just, I'm just throwing it out.
Well, we did put that one in Deus Ex for Final Fantasy, but no, the extra time has, with Square Enix has certainly given the team at UFG more time to polish, really make this the AAA game that it kind of needs to be, and that it more representative of the story and the overall quality. You can see that we're side by side with Hitman and Tomb Raider, so this is definitely a product that Square Enix wants to really build and bring the AAA out of it.
I know you're in there. So on top of that, also Square Enix been launching like Batman Arkham Asylum for the combat. We have the great expertise to make sure like the combat is as good, or even more for this game. And also like you've been launching also Just Cause 2, and so we have this kind of thorough knowledge of the open world and how we can make this game as good as possible.
And also Dragon Quest Easter eggs.
Obviously, but we can't say that.
We can neither confirm nor deny, but it's fun being a part of the Square Enix family, right? And I just earned my paycheck, I hope.
Great work, Kyle. Great work. So let's jump back to what's happening on screen here. It looks like he's in a little bit of a tough time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he doesn't screw up here or die or anything. But oh wait, check out the environmental takedowns here. This is one of the coolest ones. So there's a lot of environmental takedowns in the game, and we really want to show them off as much as we can. This is a great part of the game for that. This is one of the many environments. You'll see this mission involved a couple times, the Bam Bam Club. It's a very prominent part of the game. The thing is, we're still banned from saying much about the story because we're keeping it close to our chest because we don't want to give away too many spoilers. That's the thing. So, I want to talk more about what's happening in the game, but
yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want to spoil the surprise for people. For sure, here with the combat again, I mean, this is one of the core pillars. We have 3 core pillars here. We have the shooting also, and we have the driving. I mean, the driving is a fun arcade type of driving experience. Most people have been working on a very good driving games. The shooting, we have a very decent third-person cover-based shooting system. So, and all of these 3 pillars work seamlessly. So you can switch with the other one in a very seamless way.
You can tell he knows the marketing for this game, can't you?
I know. I was waiting how long until we were going to get a core pillar drop there. We do have a marketing guy.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned the release date yet. When is it?
Oh, the release date is going to be the 14th of August.
North America, yeah.
Let's throw it to another question over there. Tom Taylor, what do you got?
All right, so we're still hanging out here. I got my man Chris over here. He's got a sick question. How are you liking the game so far, though?
Dude, it's gnarly. The action is really, really cool.
I'm enjoying it as well. I'm watching this, and it's absolutely badass. So, what's your question, man?
The question is, Square Enix is known for their RPGs. So, what made them want to go with a Yakuza game or an action game?
Okay, so Square Enix is known for the RPGs. Why go for a Yakuza or action game?
All right, so why deviate from the RPGs that Square Enix is so well known for? It's sort of actually a recent trend for the company, right?
Yeah, well, you want to diversify your portfolio for sure, and Square Enix has all been about putting good media out there and maintaining that, and this is just one way of doing that. I mean, if you look at our portfolio right now, we have Hitman, Tomb Raider, the Eidos catalog, we have Sleeping Dogs now. I mean, you can't. We do great work in our RPGs, but why not take these opportunities to make good pieces of media? That's the thing. So
as a AAA publisher, you need to have presence in every kind of category. And once again, Square Enix is not only doing RPG. They're obviously specialized in that, but also we have some very good action game. Some other type of game that can be very interesting for everyone.
No, I have nothing. That's about it. I mean, it's just all about making good games, and why not if you have the opportunity to do so? So.
Absolutely. All right, so update us on what's happening here. Okay,
question.
The man in the banana shirt has a question.
Yes, man in the banana shirt, a.k.a. Alfredo. He has a question for the developers. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, my original question was Sleeping Dogs originally True Crime Hong Kong? And if it was, how much of True Crime did they originally keep?
Okay, he said he wants to know why, I'm sorry. if true crime had a little bit of influence in the new Sleeping Dogs, if true crime was originally Hong Kong, if it brought into Sleeping Dogs pretty much, like was incorporated.
If true crime was incorporated.
Sleeping Dogs. It's getting loud in here, obviously.
All right, so we've got a question about the origins of this game. Obviously, it started out as a true crime title. There's a situation there with Activision. Square Enix came along, rescued the game, so to speak. What's sort of the link there between how the game started and what we see here?
Well, I can't speak about another company or another name that this product might have gone under, but Square Enix had an interest in finding out, expanding their breadth of their portfolio, I guess, and then it just came along, right place, right time, I guess. This was available. They reviewed it. We're not just picking up any game and spending money on it. It has to be a careful investment. So it was just, like I said, right place, right time. We saw, a lot of potential in this product to be, like we said, right up there with Tomb Raider, Hitman, and other products. So they invested in the game, and hopefully it'll pan out. So.
Obviously, like we said, because Square Enix has this kind of knowledge with Batman Arkham Asylum, or with the other Just Cause 2. I mean, this was great for us to be able to work with them, with these guys, to give them our knowledge, sharing this thing, to make sure we have the greatest game as possible. And this is the first time we sing Sleeping Dogs, but hopefully, if things going well, the future can see other games like that.
It wasn't a stretch, like you're saying, to go oh, this is an open world game. We've kind of done that before. We can, it wasn't a massive risk in that regard. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Good job, marketing man.
Good job. Good job too.
Oh, thank you so much. We're rubbing each other's backs here.
Nice job with that delicate question.
It was a little delicate. I mean, we get that a lot. We can't really say a whole lot about the histories. No comment.
All right, so back to the game here. All right, some more fighting.
Yeah, more fighting. More environmental takedowns. He's definitely showing off the entire environment and everything you can do in this regard. I think the mission's almost over, though, and then we're going to head back into the open world and show you more off of the... I hate talking about this all the time, but the authenticity of the game is so important to it. I mean, considering so many open world action games do New York or other things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to sell Hong Kong in a new game, you better do it right. And I think the team put a lot of work into the whole authenticity of the game. So
having an Asian city, it's very refreshing, and just to prove. No, it is.
You're biased.
You're right. No, it's not. Being from Hong Kong and being there, I'm very happily, not surprised, but very happy to see some developers take the time to make it as authentic as possible. I mean, you have the NPCs are talking in real Cantonese. You have also for example, when you're driving on the left, because Hong Kong being the next UK colony.
They told me about. They said it was a conscious decision to not put it the other way, because they said a lot of people might have trouble with this new driving style, but for the authenticity's sake, they wanted to have that actually in the game like that. So.
Plus, you can also drive tuk-tuks as well.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah.
It's been a long road, and we really hope people enjoy it. For everything that it is. And I wonder, were you? We have fans that say this, but were you really happy when there was an open world action game in an Asian city? Yeah.
Totally. Totally. It talks to me. As a person, and I'm a huge fan of all these Hong Kong movies, cinema, and culture. So to be able to work on this kind of title, it's very. I'm a lucky guy, basically.
I'm still waiting for my open world action game set in the suburbs of Seattle, where I grew up. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but maybe.
Maybe if people buy this one and then you pitch it to them, a Seattle one, UFG, maybe they'll be okay with it. I don't know.
Very mean streets up there. You got to watch out.
Mean streets of Seattle. Oh, I can't imagine, man. You must have nightmares at night.
Trauma. Constant trauma.
That's great. So we're going to hit up more of the action, open world elements now, and I guess show off more of the city.
Yep.
We got more questions over there?
Yeah, let's see. Do we have another question over there?
Right here, he's talking to his pops. They're trying to come up with a sick question. Let's see if they got one.
Okay. Can you tell me a little more about the triads?
Can you tell them a little bit more about the triads?
Ooh, we got a story question for you.
I'll let this guy handle that one.
all the triads.
Because you were in the triads, right?
Oh no. I don't have any tattoos. So.
Former undercover agent, you know.
No, I mean, what we know, like historically, like it's a very old, you know, kind of organization, criminal organization. I mean, I can't talk that much as you know, certain people who met some undercover cop. Our team, to make it as authentic as possible, they've been talking with some undercover cop who've been infiltrating, obviously the triads, and they put their life in danger. So this is what we try to describe here. I mean, here this game describes really what can be an exciting life of being a triad in a game. So play the game. I mean, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of information out there in the triads, and people can certainly search around the web for it. But
yeah, I mean, we do have one of the trailers we've been publishing about Hong Kong, and I think we give some details about the triads.
I feel like all this sidestepping around the story stuff. There's one giant plot twist in this game that you guys don't want to talk about.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, there's a couple. We can't talk about that. You know, undercover cop story is about treason and you know, trust. So obviously there's a lot of that and a lot of drama, obviously.
Like I said, I mean, Infernal Affairs.
Yeah, I mean, Infernal Affair, The Departed. That's the kind of example you can get.
You're not going to get it out of us. You're not. It's the marketing guy.
You have to play. You have to play it.
You have to twist this guy's arm really hard to get it out of him. So. Yeah.
Think about dumping that girlfriend.
All right, how much do we have left of this demo right here?
As much as you want. This one can actually go on for a while. So if you want to continue.
Is it possible to end with one big explosion? Can we wreck something, destroy something?
You can. I think he can do a hijack car, right?
That'll work for me.
Oh no. Oh, he didn't unlock the skill.
I want to see something explode. I want to see something triumphant and some destruction. Anything you can think of?
I guess it's up to our driver there in his situation he's in right now. So no pressure on you or anything, sir. Yeah. Just put the little password in for explosion. It's on a console. There's no password or anything. I'm just making.
In the middle of the story right now. So
right now he's in a very kind of open area. So let's see if he can do something big. But
maybe a giant car wreck or something.
I mean, there's certainly a lot of opportunities in this game for stuff like that. But it's not like a lot of other open world action games where it's taking objects and making it very unrealistic. This one's very grounded in reality. So you're not going to see a lot of the massive explosions, ridiculous items and stuff like that.
It's all about authenticity, right?
Yeah, it's about other games do that. Nothing wrong with it at all. But this is just what we want to do with this one. So I don't know if we can have a big action segment on key like that. But, yeah.
All right, okay, I'll let you off the hook. We've got another question over there.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, so I'm here with our main favorite crew member, Henry at the base station. What's up, Henry? How you doing?
How are you guys? Good.
Good. We appreciate all your help this week at Comic-Con, but I hear you actually have a question for the developers. What is it, man?
I do. I'm a fan of the game, but how does it compare to Grand Theft Auto and how, what it makes it stand out?
He wants to know, how does it compare to Grand Theft Auto and what makes it truly stand out?
All right, so how does this game compare to Grand Theft Auto, the sort of hallmark of open world action games?
You know what, I would take this one. I can say something, but I'm going to let the marketing man have his way with this one. Good luck, sir.
Try to answer this without mentioning core pillars.
Okay, there you go.
Well, there's... So obviously the gameplay is very tight. We have a very deep system combat. We have a very deep cover shooter combat, and we can do some crazy stuff like hijacking a car while driving in a hot pursuit. We have obviously this demo don't show that today, but we have a lot of also explosion, some drama moment, some treason, some very deep story, and most of the open worlds you playing the role of a thug, and this time you playing really the role of a cop. And this is you have the fun of being a thug, but also at the same time you have the morality between them.
The narrative is a very important part of this. It's maybe one of the pillars. No, but one of the key differences are Hong Kong environments, the parkour style action gameplay, and also the fact that you can pre-order now and have GSP in the game. Well, GSP's pack and his moves. So I guess Grand Theft Auto might not have.
I mean, I will say, as somebody who's played every Grand Theft Auto game, I've never seen a hand-to-hand combat system that deep in a GTA game.
That's the core, right? Because, I mean, these guys would be inspired by, again, a Hong Kong movie, a Hong Kong Kung Fu movie, and we really wanted, to showcase that aspect in this game. That makes it very particular.
So it looks like we're just about ready to close down, but maybe we can see one more really cool hijacking here? Or he's gonna jump off the motorcycle. We're waiting for one awesome hijack.
I don't know if it's gonna happen, but hopefully.
Let's see. He's gonna try to hijack a car. Let's take a car.
So do you want to talk about the Tyler Stout art?
True. I mean, we've been working with, for Comic-Con, we've been working with Tyler Stout. He's a very famous artist. You can see here in the back, we have some very nice design from him. I mean, he's very excited. We wanted something very particular in terms of branding and in terms of visual identity, and this is it.
That's like a marketing guy to talk about the branding.
Well, you know what I'm concerned about is I just saw sweet carjacking on screen, and that means that we can finally let you guys go.
It's been fun. It's been fun. There we go. That's one of our unique things that separates us from other open world games. There we go.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to describe what this whole game is all about. I know you mentioned it before, probably several times, but I'm going to let you mention it one more time here at the end. Sleeping Dogs. When is it going to be out in stores and what are the platforms?
The 14th of August of this year.
Well, Kyle, Andre, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thanks a lot for watching our all-access coverage here at Comic-Con 2012.